If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
What's been the biggest surprise about Tom Brady for you?
I think the way he handles younger players, he's another coach. I mean, he really is. I mean, the athletic stuff is shocking for a guy 43. But the way he handles young guys and old guys, he's coaching nonstop. And it always pisses me off because I'll say something to a player and they'll look at me. He says it and they go, "Okay, Tom, I'll do it."
Who yells at the younger players more, Tom or you?
I think I got him beat on that one. But game day, it might be him.
Could you see him as a coach when it's all said and done?
No, I think he is probably like Peyton. If they were, you wouldn't want to work for them because they're perfectionists and they wouldn't accept anything but perfection. And every now and then you got to give a little.
And it's interesting that you say that because I would talk to Tony Dungy about Peyton, say, how would he be as an analyst? And he said, well, he would be great, but he would drive you crazy because he would do so much research. He would drive your researchers crazy because of his preparation. Is Brady and Peyton similar like that? Very,
very similar. I used to call Peyton the piranha because if I had a 20-minute meeting, I'd have to have an hour and a half worth of just to keep him occupied. And the poor other quarterbacks, they couldn't take notes fast enough. But and Tom's the exact same way. Their attention to detail is unbelievable.
Because you go into these meetings and you're the coach and you want to be able to tell the player something. Peyton's telling you probably more than you're supposed to be telling him.
It's like, did you see this corner? Did you see this left corner? I said, yeah, you mean 26? He said, yeah, watch his hips. Watch his hips. I'm like, that's good.
I've been so lucky to be a part of this organization for a long time, and we've had so many great teams. And this is all about a team goal. This is not, an individual thing. This is every year establishing, and really earning the right to get to this point. It's not easy. Every team starts at the bottom, and the commitment starts, at the beginning of the off season. And guys, they work hard and put in all the work in to have a good training camp. And then you have a good training camp, rolls into September. It doesn't always go perfect, as we've seen this year with our team. But you keep putting the work in. You keep focusing on what the team goals are. And then ultimately, you get a chance to make the playoffs. And then you gotta beat the best teams. And to beat San Diego like we did, right. It's a great win against a great team. And then to go to Arrowhead and win there against another great team speaks a lot about our character, speaks about the way that we've improved over the course of the season. And, we got one more game to go, and hopefully we can finish it the right way.
Yeah, he actually did reach out to me, a couple of days after the draft, and, was just making sure was checking in on when I'm going to get into town so we can, get together and maybe do some throwing and things like that. And, that meant a lot to me.
Think about this. Ben Roethlisberger, we all know when a quarterback gets drafted behind him, no love. Aaron Rodgers, when a quarterback, Jordan Love, gets drafted behind him, he went and drank. But Tom Brady, quarterback gets drafted behind him, and he's like, hey, let's throw this weekend. Let's throw as soon as you get in town. I want to help you get better. CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, if a president gets hired, they're not trying to help him take their job. College university presidents, if a vice president gets hired that's younger, maybe better educated, maybe has a higher resume, higher acumen, pedigree, the president of that university isn't trying to help the vice president take his job.
You got to believe that you can do it. And I think, the team has a lot of poise. There's no panic, obviously, in our coach. There's no panic in our organization. There's no panic in the players. It's just like, guys, it didn't go well. Let's learn from it. Sometimes when you lose, that's where you learn the most. And if you let it discourage you to the point where that one loss becomes two, the two becomes three, well, then you have a tough season because it's hard to rebound from 2 or 3 or 4 losses in a row. You got to figure out a way to fix the problem and then get back on track. And then if you can string off a bunch of wins, which we did at one point this year, get you in a decent position.
And here's the key to this. He was blessed to learn under Tom Brady for not 1 or 2, but 3 years. He got mentored by Tom Brady. Remember, Tom Brady doesn't treat young quarterbacks the way Brett Favre treats quarterbacks. He's big brother. He will bring them along quickly. He doesn't care that they could be a threat as his successor or certainly as a potential stand-in. He helps them along. He shows them the ropes. He shows them how to win football games in the National Football League.
Imagine you're 7 years old and the quarterback of the Michigan football team walks into your classroom. That happened to Charles Falsing in 1999. At the time, he was a third grader at Ann Arbor's Eberwhite Elementary School, and Tom Brady just showed up.
Third grade classroom, just walked right in, and he just sat down right beside me and started chatting.
Tom Brady was the quarterback of the Michigan football team at the time. He was also a senior in psych class. As part of the Department of Psychology's Michigan Mentorship Program, Brady was paired up with Falsing. The 7-year-old couldn't believe his luck. Despite a busy senior year and senior season, Brady made a lot of trips to Eberwhite Elementary.
A couple times a week, he would come pull me out of class for an hour or two. We would focus primarily on reading, writing.
Falsing went on to Patriots camp a few years later, talked to his mentor again. He said he was the same guy, even though Brady was already a Super Bowl champion.
And he turned around and recognized me. Not only that, he recognized that my mom worked for the University of Michigan. He had a really impressive memory of our time together.
Falsing says that semester changed his life, and he's not exaggerating.
I was impressed with how humble he was, how caring he was, and those are kind of two things that I've taken with me.
Falsing would then grow up, attend Michigan, take that same psych class, and mentor a young kid just like Tom did. And he would go on to work in youth development in his professional life. He was, is, and always will be a big Tom Brady fan.
Do you think Tom is the greatest of all time, the GOAT?
Yeah, no doubt.
Isn't that great? He thinks that for other reasons. Now, Falsing's 30 years old right now, lives in Colorado, and he firmly believes he ended up in the youth development space because of the time and interest Tom Brady took in him.
Brady is something. He really is.
What a great story, Jamie.
Yeah.
We always have a choice to what we want to focus on. We could always focus on the thing that maybe didn't work or didn't go our way or this or that, or you can focus on what's positive in your life or all the great things and be optimistic. And I think I choose more often than not the joy. I choose the enjoyment. I choose the positives, and it brings me a lot of joy. And I think when you're in this position, you're 41 years old, you enjoy these things. This isn't going to go on forever. We've had a great, history of winning football here in this organization. This year, we get a chance to write, our own chapter in Patriot history. And, you want to finish the game the last way. The game's incredibly difficult to win. There's, the Rams are a great team. Kansas City was a great team. The Rams had to beat a great team in New Orleans to get here. So, only one team wins. And I think that's what makes the NFL hard. You got 32 teams. It's ultra competitive. Every team is as competitive as the next. They all got great players. They all got high picks. They all got, we're all dealing with the salary cap. So there's nothing easy about it. And I think if you just keep grinding and you keep, putting the work in and you keep focusing on team goals, you get to the point where we did this year. And, it took a lot, but we're here. And like I said, now we got to figure out how to play one more great game. And that's what our goal is.
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day. Thanks for watching.